They told him he would never walk again. They told him his dreams were over. They told him his life was finished. But what they didn't know was this. Inside that broken body lived an unbroken spirit. And today, before this story ends, you will see how impossible can become possible. If stories like this touch your heart, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because every story here carries hope for someone who is losing it right now. Ayan was born in a small village where dreams were as fragile as the mud houses people lived in. His father was a daily wage laborer. His mother stitched clothes to feed 4 children. Poverty was not just their condition, it was their daily companion. From a very young age, Ayan learned the meaning of hunger, sacrifice, and silence. He studied under a dim kerosene lamp while his friends slept. He carried water from the well before school and worked in the fields after classes. Yet inside his chest burned a quiet dream. One day, he would rise so high that his parents would never have to bow before anyone again. Life, however, rarely follows the path we choose. When Ayan was just 16, returning from school one evening during heavy rain, a speeding truck lost control on the muddy road. In one terrifying moment, everything changed. The crash shattered his legs and threw him into darkness. When he woke up in the hospital, the world felt heavy and strange. The doctor's words fell like stones on his heart. His spine was badly damaged, and walking again would be nearly impossible. That day, not only his body but his future collapsed. The boy who ran barefoot in the fields could no longer even sit without support. His dreams of education, of lifting his family out of poverty, felt like cruel jokes now. His father stood helpless beside the bed. His eyes filled with tears he tried desperately to hide. His mother whispered prayers day and night, begging God for a miracle that never seemed to come. Neighbors came to offer sympathy, but behind their soft words was a harsh truth. His life is over. For months, Ayan lay in that small dark room of their house after the hospital discharged him. The wheel of life outside kept turning while he stayed frozen in one place. His friends slowly stopped visiting. Laughter disappeared from the home. His father worked harder than ever, but medical bills swallowed every rupee. Sometimes Ayan heard his parents crying at night, discussing how they would survive. Guilt became heavier than his pain. He thought, I am a burden now. My family would be better without me. One night, unable to sleep, he tried to stand on his own for the first time without telling anyone. His arms trembled as he pushed against the wall. The moment he placed his feet on the floor, a sharp pain shot through his body like fire. He collapsed instantly. The sound brought his mother running. When she saw him on the floor, bleeding and broken again, she didn't scold him. She held him tightly and cried louder than he ever had. Don't give up, my son, she whispered. Even if you can't walk, your life still has meaning. But hope is a strange thing. It doesn't arrive as thunder. It often comes as a quiet voice inside when everything else is silent. Weeks later, a volunteer from a local NGO visited their village to identify disabled children for rehabilitation support. When she saw Ayan's old books on the shelf and heard about his dreams, something moved inside her. She spoke to his parents about physiotherapy and possible distant treatment in the city. It sounded impossible. They had no money. The hospital was far. The journey alone would cost more than they earned in a month. That night, Ayan overheard his parents discussing the offer. His father said softly, even if there is 1% chance, I will try. Those words pierced Ayan's heart. For the first time in months, he felt something shift inside him. A faint spark of hope. They sold his mother's sewing machine, borrowed money from neighbors, and traveled to the city. The hospital was huge, cold, and overwhelming. But it was also where his second life began. Physiotherapy was pain beyond imagination. Every movement felt like his bones were tearing apart. Many times he screamed. Many times he begged to stop. There were days he fainted from exhaustion. Weeks passed with no visible progress. Other patients his age slowly improved while he remained the same. Doubt returned stronger than ever. Why am I trying? He thought. This suffering is useless. Then one day the therapist placed her hand on his shoulder and said, you don't need to beat everyone. You only need to beat yesterday's version of yourself. That sentence changed everything. From that moment, Ayan stopped thinking about walking. He only focused on one small goal each day, to to move 1 inch more than yesterday, to lift 1 finger stronger, to suffer 1 second longer. Months passed. Pain became routine. Tears became silent. Slowly, small miracles began to happen. One day, his foot twitched. Another day, he managed to sit without support. After almost a year with metal braces and trembling legs, Ayan stood up for 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. But those 5 seconds rewrote his destiny. His parents watched from the doorway, shaking with disbelief, crying as if they had seen God himself. Recovery was slow and brutal, but Ayan's spirit was now unstoppable. He learned to walk with support, then with a cane. During this time, he also resumed his studies through books donated by volunteers. He studied as if his life depended on it, because it truly did. While other boys played outside, he solved equations lying on his bed. While pain burned his nerves, he burned with ambition. Years later, Ayan stood on a stage not with crutches but with confidence. He graduated with high marks and earned a scholarship to study social work. The boy who once believed he was a burden became a voice for the broken. He returned to villages like his own, finding children with crushed dreams and whispering hope into their darkness. He showed them his scars and said, "If I survive this, you can survive anything." Today Ayan walks not fast, not perfectly, but with purpose. His father no longer bows before anyone. His mother no longer stitches through sleepless nights. Their home still has cracks, but now it also has laughter. And every time someone tells Ayan their life is over, he smiles and replies, "That's what they told me, too." This is not just Ayan's story. This is the story of every person who feels trapped, broken, forgotten, or defeated. Your situation may be different, but your pain is just as real. And if you are watching this right now while silently fighting your own battles, remember this: you don't need to win the whole war today. You only need to take one small step more than yesterday. Pain will try to stop you. People will doubt you. Life will test you again and again. But as long as your heart is breathing, your story is not over. If this story touched your heart, if it gave you even a small spark of hope, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more real stories of strength and survival to the world. And remember, the darkest nights often build the strongest souls. No matter how broken you feel today, tomorrow is still waiting for your comeback.